Tonight, you're going to shower. You'll use shampoo, conditioner, body wash, maybe a face wash. You'll dry off with a clean towel, apply deodorant, and feel fresh. The whole process will take maybe 10 minutes, and you won't think about it once. But for 99% of human history, none of those products existed. No soap, no shampoo, no running water, no towels, and yet ancient humans weren't walking around covered in filth. So what were they actually doing? The answer changes everything we think we know about cleanliness, our skin, and why modern humans might actually be the dirtiest people who ever lived. The enabler to understand ancient cleanliness: you first have to unlearn almost everything you were taught about it. The assumption is simple. Ancient humans were dirty, we are clean. History was a slow march toward better hygiene, and we are the endpoint. That assumption is almost entirely wrong. In 2016, archaeologist Francesco Tiradritti published findings from excavations at the ancient Egyptian city of Amarna, a city abandoned suddenly around 1332 BC, preserving its daily life in near-perfect detail. What he found in the personal quarters of ordinary Egyptian workers, not royalty, was striking. Natron, oils, scrapers, scented resins, a complete cleaning kit used daily. Ancient Egyptians shaved every hair from their bodies every 3 days. They applied scented oils that acted as both moisturizer and insect repellent. They rinsed with natron, a naturally occurring salt compound that functioned as both soap and antiseptic. They didn't have running water, but they had a cleaning ritual more sophisticated than most people practice today. Study drop number 1, archaeological. In 2019, historian Catherine Aschenberg published a landmark comparative study of hygiene practices across 23 ancient civilizations. What she found across every culture, every continent, was the same pattern. Ancient humans cleaned themselves daily. Not weekly, not when they smelled bad. Daily. The methods differed. Romans used olive oil scraped off with a curved metal tool called a strigil, never soap. Greeks bathed in cold water infused with herbs. Babylonians recorded the earliest known soap recipe in 2800 BC. Ash mixed with animal fat. But the two-number contrast that stopped researchers: ancient Romans and public bath culture averaged contact with water for hygiene purposes 7 times per week. Modern Americans average 4.7 showers per week, and dermatologists increasingly say that's too many. Aschenberg's earned line: the Roman bathhouse was the original public health system, the original social equalizer, the original mental health clinic. We replaced it with the product aisles. But ancient cleaning wasn't just about removing dirt. There was something else happening. Something that modern dermatology has only just begun to understand. Because the methods ancient humans used to clean themselves weren't stripping their skin bare. They were maintaining something. Something we now have a name for. And we have been destroying it daily for the last 200 years. Historical evidence microbiologist Maria Gloria Dominguez-Bello at Rutgers University spent 15 years studying the human skin microbiome, the ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, and microorganisms that live on your body. What she found across isolated indigenous populations who had never used commercial soap was a hidden pattern she called the skin shield. Ancient human skin hosted a stable, diverse colony of microorganisms that functioned as the body's first immune layer. These microorganisms produced antimicrobial compounds, regulated inflammation, repelled pathogens, and communicated directly with the immune system. The methods ancient humans used to clean: oil, clay, ash, plant resins, water, remove dirt and dead skin without stripping this layer, her killer line. Every dermatologist has been taught that clean skin is stripped skin. That belief was invented by a soap company in 1890. It has no basis in evolutionary biology whatsoever. Sensory specifics: what ancient cleaning actually looked like across cultures. Mesopotamian clay tablets from 2500 BC describe a morning cleaning ritual. Ash paste applied to the body, rinsed with warm water, followed by sesame oil rubbed into the skin. Not as luxury, as standard practice for working class citizens. The Indus Valley Civilization, 3000 BC, built the world's first urban sewage system before they built temples. Archaeologists at Mohenjo-Daro found personal bathing rooms in nearly every private home. Clean bodies, it seems, came before religious architecture. Viking graves excavated across Scandinavia contain more grooming tools than weapons. Combs, ear scoops, tweezers, razors. A 9th century Arab diplomat named Ahmad ibn Fadlan traveled through Viking territories and wrote home that the Norse were the most physically disgusting people he had ever encountered, because they all shared one communal washing basin. What he had witnessed wasn't filth. It was a communal morning ritual he didn't recognize, and an Ayurvedic text from 600 BC, the Charaka Samhita, described the ideal morning cleaning routine in precise detail. Oil pulling, tongue scraping, body oiling, herbal water rinse. It recommended against using anything that would strip the skin of its natural protection 2,600 years ago. In 2021, immunologist Erika von Mutius at Ludwig Maximilian University in Munich completed a 20-year study comparing immune system function in children raised on traditional farms with daily exposure to animal microbiomes and minimal commercial soap use versus urban children with standard modern hygiene routines. The results were stark. Farm children showed dramatically lower rates of asthma, eczema, and autoimmune disorders. Their skin microbiome was more diverse, their immune systems more calibrated, their inflammatory responses more controlled. Hormone payload, cortisol regulation was significantly better in children with diverse skin microbiomes. Inflammatory markers linked to depression, anxiety, chronic pain, were measurably lower. We designed modern hygiene to eliminate pathogens, von Mutius said. We succeeded, and in doing so, we eliminated something our immune system needed to function and never replaced it. Beat 8, villain reveal. So what destroyed thousands of years of cleaning intelligence? One industry, not germs, not disease, not necessity, the commercial soap industry. Here is the timeline: 1846, the first mass-produced bar soap, Pears soap, launches in England. Marketing claims it removes dangerous impurities from skin. 1890, soap companies fund the first hygiene education campaigns in schools. The definition of clean shifts from balanced to sterile. 1928, Lysol, originally a surgical disinfectant, is marketed directly to women as a domestic cleaning product and personal hygiene solution. Advertisements warn that failure to use it will destroy your marriage. 1950s, antibacterial soaps enter mass market. Triclosan, an antimicrobial agent later found to disrupt hormones and gut bacteria, is added to hundreds of products. 2016, the FDA bans triclosan in soap. The damage to a generation of microbiomes is already done. The soap industry didn't just sell you a product, it sold you a definition of clean, one that required their product to achieve, and made anything less feel like failure. Ancient humans cleaned themselves for 300,000 years without it. Etymology pay off. The word hygiene comes from the Greek Hygeia, the goddess of health, cleanliness, and preventive medicine. Her name comes from hygienos, meaning whole, not sterile, not bacteria-free, whole. The ancient Greeks understood that cleanliness wasn't the absence of everything on your skin. It was the presence of the right balance. We kept the word, we forgot what it meant. Modern cost. A 2023 study in the journal Nature Microbiology analyzed skin microbiome diversity across 18 countries at different levels of industrialization. Populations with low commercial soap use showed skin microbiome diversity 3 to 4 times higher than fully industrialized populations. Higher diversity correlated with lower rates of eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, chronic acne, and inflammatory skin conditions. The researchers found that people who stopped using commercial soap entirely for just 4 weeks showed measurable microbiome recovery. That's all it takes. 300,000 years of biological infrastructure still there, waiting to reassert itself. If you just stop stripping it away. The reframe, what if your chronic skin problems aren't a condition you need to treat? What if your eczema, your acne, your sensitivity, your dryness isn't your skin malfunctioning? What if it's your skin trying to rebuild something you wash away every morning? What if you're not unhygienic when you skip a shower? What if your body, for the first time in days, is finally getting the chance to do what it was built to do? Poetic close, callback stack for 300,000 years, your ancestors cleaned themselves carefully. They used oil and clay and ash and water. They scraped the dirt away without stripping what lived beneath. They understood, without microscopes, without laboratories, that the skin was not an enemy to be sterilized. It was an ecosystem to be maintained. They built the world's first sewage systems. They carved bathing rooms before temples. They wrote instructions for cleaning routines that dermatologists are only now rediscovering. They were not dirty. They were balanced. We traded all of that for a bottle that tells us we're not clean enough, and most of us never even knew what we lost